All right, back again. This time we're going to extrude the flange instead of revolving the flange. So I'm going to come up to File, New, Standard Part, and we're going to enter the same information that we did before. So the overall thickness was 1 5/16, 1.3125. Width was 9. Thickness of the flange itself is 7/8. We're going to go into raised face thick, which is a 1/16. Raised face diameter, which is 6.1875. Bolt circle 7.5. Bolt hole quantity. Change our units to unitless. Select 8. We're going to go bolt hole diameter. We're going to go weld. Let's go ID first. 4.57. Weld neck diameter is ID plus 0.25. Okay, so we've got all of our parameters set up now. Click Done. I'm going to hit S for sketch. Click on that, and we're going to come up to a circle and start drawing our outside diameter. So I created a circle based off of the origin. Hit D for dimension, click on that. Let's go list parameters and go to length. Now we're going to hit E for extrude, change that distance to list parameters, and we want that to be length. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. So length is 1 3/8. Okay, so let's go back into, I've screwed something up here. Let's go back into the sketch. And we want this to be width. Right click, finish sketch, boom. There we go. So now we have the overall thickness. It's actually from this bottom raised face to the top of the weld neck. So let's go ahead and punch a hole through the center of that. So I'm going to click S for sketch. Pick on the center, create a center circle based off of the origin. I'm going to click on the, the dimension, change that to ID, and then I'm going to hit E for extrude, extrude the center out. We want to cut it through all, and there we have it. So now let's change this so that it has that raised face section. So I'm going to hit S for sketch, click on the bottom, create a circle based off of the origin, pull it out, hit D for dimension, pull that dimension off to the side, and now we want raised face diameter. Hit E for extrude, pick on the outside circle, and we want to cut that, list our parameters, and we want to go raised face thickness. Say OK. Now we've got that. Now let's go and create a work plane. Work plane pulled off of not the raised face but the actual flange itself. I'm going to list parameters and I'm going to go to thick, and you can see how it pulled it the opposite direction that we want it to be. I'm going to click in here, hit the home key, and put a negative sign so that it pulls it back into the body of the flange. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit S for sketch, click on the top surface of the flange, not the plane, not the work plane, but the actual top surface of the flange. Come up to circle, click on the origin point, hit D for dimension, list your parameters, and we want to go weld neck diameter. Okay, hit E for extrude, Again, we want to cut that back, and this time we're going to use the to function, and we're going to go to this. So it's going to cut that from the top surface of the flange back down to our work plane. Say OK, and now we've got that. Last thing we need to do as far as part features is we're going to put a hole. I'm going to hit S for sketch. I'm going to come over to circle, origin point again, pull that off. Now I want to change this so that it is a construction. I can click on it and then click on construction, and it changes it to that dashed line. Come back up to circle, and I'm going to put a circle right here. Hit D for dimension, pull that off to the side, list your parameters, and go to bolt circle diameter. Now yeah, that's right. I want to pull this off, put a dimension to our bolt circle, and now you can see it's still not a black circle, so meaning that it's not constrained to anything. You can see that our top is turned sideways, so we want to flip this, and I'm actually going to go vertical, and let's see which way it goes. I'm going to guess, yeah, it goes down to the bottom because we're in the third quadrant. And now we want to hit E for extrude. Extrude that hole all the way through. Select, got to make sure that it's going the right way, so let's flip it and say OK. And now we've got our hole going through our flange. Let's go back up to the circular pattern. Make sure that you're underneath the 3D model. Circular pattern. Click on the extrusion, the last one that you just did, and do axis on the center line of that. List your parameters, and we're going to go to bolt hole quantity, 360 degrees, say OK. Let's go ahead and put our radiuses in here. Pick on the top, pick on the bottom, good to go. Now, I don't want to see this work plane anymore, so I can click on the, make sure it's highlighted, but click on the work plane and turn off the visibility. Hit F6, and there's our flange. So those are the differences between revolving a feature and extruding a feature. Next, we're going to do a shaft, and we're going to use revolve again. And we're going to thread some of the features on it. So let's cover that in the next video.